Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Why is this shit so loud? Hello? Why are you so loud? Hello? Why am I peeking? I'm peeking? Why am I peeking? I'm peeking? What? I hope I'm not too loud when I'm talking. Let me turn this shit down. Just a tad. Oh, the Dragon Ball music is killing it. I gotta turn that down. I gotta turn that. I super turn that down. That shit was blasting. Usually I do the testing before I start. Nah, the Dragon Ball music is still killing it. Holy shit. Hold on, let me see now. Nah, that shit louder than me. Holy nah. Why is that shit so loud? Usually I don't do live tests, but I'll try this shit out this time. I just want to see how loud shit is. Like damn, this shit dumb loud. Why is it so loud? Is it louder than me? Alright, let me test this out. Okay, this shit it's fine. That shit was peaking, bro. What? Why was that shit peaking so hard? Anyhow, how's it going? I didn't put out a stream notification yet. Maybe I should. Okay. I'm just gonna get to the drawing because I got stuff I gotta do today. What is her name again? Let me see if I can find it. The crazy thing is, I know I have. I know I have a picture of her in my reference folder, but you know what? Hey, what's up, Scott? How you doing? How you doing? Me? Well, I wasn't gonna stream today, as a matter of fact, but I am, because I had to leave my house. I gotta go somewhere. I had to babysit, so I gotta do this for a couple days. And I wasn't gonna bring none of my stuff with me, but last minute I was like, you know what? Let me just bring my shit with me, man. Who cares? So now I'm here and I can stream. So yeah, I'm here. I still might, and because I'm here, I still might do the Chrono Cross stream later. But we'll see about that one. We will see about that one. That's about it. I'm glad you can make it. What am I cooking today? Don't know. No idea. No clue. It's time to use the one brain cells that a DB fan has. Oh, what do you mean? You have to use it to have an idea of a drawing. Oh, I don't think I'm drawing anybody Dragon Ball Z today. That's a joke. Oh. And DB fans only have one brain cell. That's a joke. Huh. Mostly because they can't read. No. Hold on. I got the joke. I understood it. But it seemed like you thought I was gonna draw something Dragon Ball related, and I was like, wait, no, I'm not drawing anything Dragon Ball related. Yeah, I get the joke. Okay. Or they don't even watch shows, right? What's up here? Never saw all the shows. Maybe. Sit there and watch Dragon Ball Abridged. I've heard of a few cases where somebody just watches Abridged to get the shit, and I'm like, oh wow. So I gotta look again. Okay, let's see. So who's her? OC. There's a comic about her on my page if you want to see it. keep forgetting that you guys cannot see the window prompt. So I'm like, I try to go through that shit as fast as I can. I'm like, whoop, can't show some of that on stream. And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys can't see it. Mm. Why does shit end like that? I know, close the wrong thing. What song is this again? When does this play? Yo, when is that? I don't remember when that plays in that game. Where did mine? Here it is. All right, I think that's it for the. All right, that was it for Do. I said Dokkan. I'm tripping. That is it for Super Dragon Ball Z. That's about to end in like 30 seconds. I had to be careful not to pick the drawing playlist and instead the stream music playlist, because the drawing playlist get me out of here. What is it, the content shit, that shit gonna get me out of here, bro. All right, time to start drawing again. I like this song. I didn't like care for it much, and then like I started listening to it more, and I'm like, yo, hold on, this shit kind of, this shit kind of fire. Wait, hold on, what's happening over here? Why this shit sound? Why this shit so tough? Wait, hold on, why this shit so tough? I gotta add more Dokkan OSTs to the playlist. I gotta add the Ink Goku. I have to add Ink Goku, Int, uh, Int, because Ink Goku don't mean anything. Int, Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. That one. The any Gogeta ones? Nah. Oh, the Vegeta and Trunks, the LR Int Vegeta and Trunks. DC bomb. Also the tag for the tag. It's alright. It's okay. You know. Oh, I gotta add rival schools to the music. How'd I forget rival schools? That's nuts. I don't think I'm gonna get clipped for the this, which I'm not gonna get clipped for. There's no way I get clipped for the opening joint. The opening song? No way I get clipped for that. Oh, hold on, I gotta add to the playlist. Add to the stream music. Go back to stream music, cause this should have been playing for like 3 minutes now. Okay. Alright, I really gotta get back in here and concentrate now. Alright. Distractions are gone. Distractions are gone. That is not the color that's supposed to be here. Oh, if anybody's here that cares to, on my Twitter, I have a mutual named Excuses, and they made an offer. If someone sends them line art, they will render it in full, like fully render it. So just a while ago, they just posted it, and I quote retweeted it. So give that a look. I drew it yesterday and they finished it today. I don't even know when they started working on it. They must have started working on it. Yo, if they started working on it today, that'd be crazy. Cause I don't think they did it last night. I didn't even know they was gonna do it because they had a lot of offers. So for them to pick my shit, man, that was really cool. Like I just did that shit because when it comes to drawing, bro, it's like that's an easy thing. I just sit there and I just bump that out. It ain't really nothing. Hey, what's up, Mega Knight? Like I was sitting here yesterday and I was just drawing. Like I wasn't streaming or nothing. I was just drawing. Like I haven't sat down and drawn in like a very long time. It's turned into a bad habit where I'm only drawing if I'm streaming, or I'm only drawing if I'm like, like making money from it, and I'm like, yo, bro, I gotta cut that out. That's bad. I don't like that. Yeah, that can't become a thing. Me only drawing because I'm making money or trying to like get a goal from it. Like, nah, that can't be a thing. Oh yeah, I fought artists, and you're doing asterisks. I'm doing who? What's asterisk? What's that? I think excuses be in here sometimes. I think I saw him like once or twice. Yo, I feel like this is one of those images that I should have drawn it big and then zoom out. That happens sometimes. There's some images where I'm like, yo, I should have drawn that shit big and then zoom out. Plus, the character isn't that big to begin with. From the no, I don't. I'm not French, so I'm sorry. Oh, it's not Ashes anymore. Yes, I'm not French, so I wouldn't be drawing French. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be drawing anything French related. I apologize. Apologies. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. I should be more offended that you call me French, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I don't actually have any problems with French people. I'm just keeping the joke up. The meme, as you will. Just like as an American, I have to like make fun of Canada whenever I can. Like I'm obligated. Like I have to. You can get your your citizenship revoked if you don't make fun of Canada. Holy shit! Imagine that. No. I know what you're talking about, but I just wouldn't draw that. Mostly because it's not a female. I mean, you've been here. Come on now. Like, you know what this account is about. I don't know what are you doing over there? Man, ask me if I would draw a dude. Like, come on, what are you doing? Draw a dude on stream. Calm now. It's a femboy, or has people saying it's a trap. No, it's not a trap. I don't know why you would think it's a trap. Have I ever drawn a trap before? I mean, I could draw a trap. You know what? I've thought about it. I'll be honest, I've thought about it. And then I'm like, no. That's what the people want. You can't give the people what they want. If you give them what they want, they never shut up about it. I forgot to change the settings on the hotkeys on this damn tablet. Alright, I think I'm good now. Let me get back in here. This is my favorite song in rival schools. What the hell does the Drilldozer battery look like? Oh, I'm drawing the girl from Drilldozer. I'm working on a commission. Matter of fact, I should just put that in the title. Working on commission. There you go. What is it? Working on commission. There you go. I spelled commission wrong. I spelled commission right now. Yes, it is a commission for my homie, Soused. He has a YouTube. He has a YouTube where he posts all his. Matter of fact, let me just post that YouTube in there. It's like Drunken Master something. Drunken Master. And he makes fighting game videos. One of my favorite series that he has that he doesn't do anymore. I don't know why he doesn't do it anymore. Kind of pisses me off he doesn't do it anymore. Like Drunken Master. This man needs to change his name, yo. Drunken Master. Yo, did he change his name and I didn't notice? It's Drunken Master 226. Right? As a matter of fact, I would start playing. I would play some of his videos if I could. If I can, I probably could get away with playing his videos. He doesn't mind. He has a series called Fighting Gems that I fucking love. This man hasn't uploaded a video in a long time. And if he was in this stream, he would hear me. He would hear me say he doesn't upload nothing. Because it's true. He hasn't uploaded anything in mad long. So this is his YouTube channel. And I'm going to make sure I post that in there periodically. That's his YouTube channel. The man makes great content. His favorite series, my favorite of his series is Fighting Gems. That's the homie. And I'm telling you, give that a watch. Give that series a watch. Oh, also, the shorts on his channels, I edited some of those and posted those. Like nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Like I think one of those videos I added like music to the background. And no, cause what happened is he gave me the videos, and I was like, all right, listen, I'm gonna cut it up and then like make a short out of it. And all I did was pick the scenes that I'm gonna add to that I made the shorts out of. And that required me sitting here watching those videos and be like, oh, that's a good scene. Let me do that real quick. Oh, funny thing, if you go into Google and you write Drilldozer hard mode, I think in the images, one of the first images that pop up is something that I drew, the thumbnail that I drew for his video. It's the same homie I'm talking about. He saw the render on Twitter, and he sent me Joe Budden with the gunshots. All right. Oh, right. I gotta wait for him to get back to me on that one. So I'm just gonna continue drawing. Man, I miss rival schools. They don't make games like that no more. Hey, what's up, Jen? They're saying this is the first time you chatted, but this ain't the first time. Why is it saying this the first time? Anyway, how you doing, man? That's a weird one. Man, call me Bath. That's crazy. Man, call me Bath. Who's the guy with the... I'm still on the fact that you call me Bath. Eye patch? Homie, you call me Bath. Who cares about any of that? Man, call me Bass, think he gonna get away with it. That's crazy. Top middle, top middle, Just a regular battery. Okay. This thing is pissing me off now. Also, she is super short. She is really short. Also got to keep I got to keep an eye on the time, cuz I have a hard stopping time. Yep, I do have a hard stopping time. And I am inching forward to it as we speak. But I'll be able to get this done before then. And then I think I'll be able to work on one more thing too. Okay, so I think he said, but instead of flames in her hand, she's got one battery. I'm not coloring this, but I cannot resist. I just saw this shit too. Where is it? Nope, that is his YouTube channel. Alright, wait. Oops, don't do that. Alright, again, I am not. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Hold on, let me. There's a way to work this. There's a way to work with this. There is a way to work with this. Okay, let me show him what I have here. Alright, save this, save that. PNG. Save this, save it one more time, save it again, and then that's it. I swear, Clip Studio Paint, I gotta go through a whole process when it comes to saving an image. You know what? You know what? I feel like it. I actually feel like it. Give me one moment. Give me one moment.
Hello.
Give me one moment. Okay, so this thing has a pop-up viewer. Alright, pause this, enlarge this. Okay. From here, I have to go into OBS and I have to change a setting. Okay. In OBS, I have to go into OBS and I have to go to not window capture. Is it pop up? Let me see. Pop up, picture in picture. Chrome, picture in picture. Okay. And then I press play.
And welcome to Fighting Gems HD, title pending. Today we'll be taking another look at Fuki Company's Ashura series. Longtime fans will remember that I've already covered this, but in addition to making a shinier
but it blocks out the shit I'm drawing. It blocks out my colors.
The Ashura series
Hold on,
started
I gotta
in
find it with it.
1998 with Ashura Blade.
You can go right
Ashura
here.
Blade
I'm
Sword
not
Destiny.
blocking. I'm not blocking
Fuki
that
made
corner.
their own
You don't
IP
need to
brand,
see what's
the
in
Fuki
that
Tech
corner.
G3
Don't worry
system.
about that corner.
No idea what the G3 stands for. Ashura Blade is a
Alright, let me see if I can turn this up a little bit.
settled on a starting roster of 8 characters. Characters can chain normal moves together in ascending order.
Because this
from
video
light
is
to medium to heavy, or from light to heavy, on the ground or in the air.
Okay, but am I
Some
speaking
characters can
louder than
run,
this?
some can dash, and one little hellion can spin dash for some reason. Not that I'm complaining. No one ever needs to justify putting a spin dash.
Listen,
into
I'm
a
just gonna
fighting
hit
game.
you. I'm gonna hit
Some
you with his
dashes go over
videos.
lows, some don't.
I'm gonna hit you with his videos
During a
because I
dash,
love it.
most characters can jump and get a wider
I
jump
love
arc.
it.
Special move motions are performed with your usual circular or charge motions, and the game has a very generous window for negative edge inputs. That is to say, if you press a normal button and perform the motion for a special move while releasing the button, the special move comes out. Negative edge feels much looser in this game than it does for most others, but I don't feel like I've ever had a special or super move slip out by accident. I don't know how the devs built their take on super cancels, but I really like how they've been implemented here. Maybe it has something to do with how they handle chains as well, which I'm not as fond of. Chains feel really stiff due to the relatively short cancel windows between normal moves. The timing for staggering chains is a little tighter in Ashura Blade than in most other games I've played. Jump-ins are a bit less stiff, except for Yashao, whose heaviest jump-in attack still seems to need some sort of tight link to combo off of for some inexplicable reason. Canceling special or command moves from a chain seems to work best if you get the timing down for the chain you want and input it as fast as possible, then cancel once that chain's finished.
Looks
On the
like
plus side,
Samurai
their
Shadow.
chains are very satisfying. The way they're implemented reminds me of the
Who
way
is
the Real
that?
Bout series handled them, which unfortunately means that they're mainly useful on big characters, but the only one big enough to handle them is Taro's. That's the best way to work in the juggle moves too. The game has a universal launcher performed by pressing two attack buttons, light and medium. Some of the sources I've been looking at call them bash attacks, but since the term is used infrequently, I'm just going to call them launchers. Hope that's okay. Some characters perform wall bounces while others do launchers that leave them standing in place. They can be performed on the ground or in the air and cancelled into from normals and chains. And it seems like you have 3 chances to tag on another hit before your opponent gets forced into a knockdown state. Some characters can also use launchers while running. These are my favorite part of the game, hands down. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that this is my favorite wall bounce system in a 2D game, period. The cancel window is generous, the height opponents bounce to is high enough to catch while jumping, and opponents are prone as soon as they start flying towards you. Ashura Blade's defensive mechanics are also pretty solid for a game made in '98. You can block, even in the air, you can roll on wake up by pressing back or forward, jump on wake up by pressing up back or up forward, and push block by pressing forward while blocking. Funny thing about that, push blocking, as far as I know, was first introduced in Vampire Savior as advancing guard, and you only had a percentage of a chance to get it that you increased by pressing all the buttons in order of strength, from light punch to heavy kick, within a second or so to get a 100% chance in a very tiny window. Vampire Savior came out in June 1997, and Ashura Blade came out in November of 1998, which makes Ashura Blade one of the earliest games to copy that concept. And it immediately tossed the input method out the window. Didn't even look back on it. And it's not like Fuki cribbed that from JoJo's Venture instead, because that game came out in December of 98.
Man called it
I just find it
JoJo's
funny that
Venture.
Vampire
Look at
Savior's
him.
developers were the only ones that thought
Attention to
stuffing
detail.
multiple button presses into the concept was such a good idea that they kept it for Vampire Savior 2 and Vampire Hunter 2, but their peers immediately bypassed that part of it. Every game with strong defense needs at least a decent throw game to match it, and Ashura Blade has one-button throws, performed by pressing forwards or backwards in either medium or heavy attack while you're very close to the opponent. There's something odd about these throws that isn't talked about very often in the notes and wikis that I'm working with. So, these are your typical one-button throws, except for the way they're teched. If the defending player uses a throw input after the player on offense registers a throw, the defending player uses a launcher as a reversal. The reversal is more or less the same as the normal launcher a character has, so in most cases it can be blocked or punished fairly easily if you expect it. But there are some times where you get an actual throw break. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems to activate when you break a throw as soon as possible. Throw break is much safer, but I can't seem to do it regularly for the life of me. Anyway, there's also the super bar. It's segmented, and players can use one segment for EX moves or the whole bar for a super, or a power-up called boost mode that gives characters new gimmicks or stronger moves. Boost mode seems to last until the end of the round, and some of them seem a bit odd, honestly. For example, Lightning's boost mode makes his walk speed faster, but his run speed is the same. Supers have flashes, while EX moves and boost mode activations have super stop. That is, the screen stops for a split second. Odd thing about this one is that the bars are different sizes for different characters, like in the Street Fighter 3 series, but the super meter itself is a standard size rather than having character or move specific ones. It's just that one character will have 3 segments in their super meter, while another will have 2.5, and so on and so forth. I'm pulling this out of my butt, but I think this was part of the way that Fuki balanced the game. Some characters could burn meter for EX moves more easily because they had higher levels of stock to store, while others could get a full meter more quickly and go for their super faster. EX moves in this game are arguably as strong as supers would be in other games, and I feel like this answers a question that popped up a lot between 2010 and 2013. Why should strong EX moves cost as much as supers? The answer being, of course, that if the EXs are faster, stronger, easier to do, and have the same utility as your single super, then the super is redundant, which is the case with some characters in Ashura Blade. Not all, not most, but some. The other, more unusual, much more unorthodox thing about these meters is that they build up on their own and stop building during hits or combos. It's like the inverse of ASW's negative penalty. You're not punished exactly for being aggressive, but you're getting something out of the game whether you're moving around or standing perfectly still. That goes for life too. As long as you stay still, you start regenerating health. I guess the idea was that there'll be times in a match where you want to stand still for a second or two to get your strength back, and you'd risk being hit again to do it, then get more distance by push blocking to do it again. But ultimately, life regeneration in Ashura Blade is much too slow to contribute to all but the most obscure interactions over the course of a round. It's different, for sure, although the novelty doesn't impress me, and thankfully, the game doesn't seem to revolve around pushing people into neutral so that you can heal up. One eclectic thing about Ashura Blade is how half the roster has the ability to throw their weapons by pressing all 3 attack buttons at the same time. This move can't be cancelled into during a normal or string, but it can be used in combos during a juggle, and usually causes a juggle state on hit. When disarmed, most characters have a modified moveset, with attacks they can't use while armed, but lose the ability to perform supers or enter burst mode, and characters can't throw their weapons in burst mode, except for lightning. You can do pretty much everything he normally can, but still has those limitations when he throws his weapon. While the weapon toss is a handy combo tool, using it in the open is risky, as the weapon can be deflected, and if it flies off screen, that's it. It's gone for the rest of the match. It does not come back, not even in the next round. Deflecting a weapon isn't very difficult either. Most heavy normals can do it. And since characters can't just sheath or tuck their weapons away, you might not even have much of a chance to use the move in the first place. The characters that aren't able to toss their weapons still have attacks matched to the same button combination, with varying results. Taros does a rocket punch, Alice has a decent overhead, Footy has one of the filthiest cross-ups I've ever seen in my life, and Rosemary has the slowest overhead of all time. Seriously, Footy can press a button almost instantly after the dash starts or after she crosses her opponent up, and there's no auto block for the move, so it will hit you if you're holding the wrong direction. It's nuts. It's whatever. There's a reason she didn't come back. Fuki followed up Ashura Blade with the release of Ashura Buster, Eternal Warriors, in 2000 for the same arcade board. Most of what I covered on Ashura Blade carried over to its sequel, but there are significant changes to those mechanics and a couple of strong additions that are worth mentioning. That said, me personally, I'm irritated by the whole aesthetic change. I feel like going from the Magitech / Sword and Sorcery thing they had going on with the first game, and the fonts and the general look of it, to what really does look like an early 2000s fighting game is a bit of a step back. Fortunately, and most importantly, none of that matters in terms of how the game actually plays. I just wanted to vent a little bit about it. So, Ashura Buster adds 3 new characters for a grand total of 11 in the main roster, and some of the returning characters have reworked move lists. I mean, technically all of them do. The weapon tossing mechanic from the previous game was removed, so there are no unarmed movesets. I assume this was done for the sake of making matches more consistent and paring down unnecessary moves. Same goes for throws. They've been replaced by a universal guard break, called Guard Break, which is the perfect name for it. It's performed by double tapping down and pressing the heavy attack button, and while it sort of works like a command grab, it does have the hit stun and animation effects of a guard break. Gotta love truth in advertising. It's fascinating because it does 3 things. First, I think it's one of the greatest guard break systems of all time because it works on command and it doesn't take forever to come out. Second, it predates stuff like the Dragon Rush system by nearly 2 decades. And third, this means everyone's a grappler. And when everyone's a grappler, no one will be. And all everyone can do is seethe when they lose off a well-timed guard break. In addition to running, dashing, and spin dashing, some of the characters in Buster have hops in place of back dashes, which are similar to the hops from series like KOF. Hops are invincible to some moves, but vulnerable to others. I hesitate to use terms like ground invincible or air vulnerable because I don't know how the game is coded, but it seems like moves that would be great anti-airs also seem to stuff hops dead. You can use normal attacks or special attacks while backdashing, which counts as an aerial attack. Strange thing is, you can only use certain normals a number of times per side. That is, if you're facing right, you can use a light attack during backdashes 3 times, medium attacks twice, and heavy attacks once. You can use all your light, medium, and heavy attacks during a hop in order, but if you use a stronger attack, you can't go back. Like, if you use a light and then a medium, you can't use lights again. But you can use your aerial special moves, if you have them, as much as you want. It's very strange, especially since you can't use hop attacks at the side you start on. You have to switch sides first. That said, hops are invincible, so it's actually fairly practical to, say, hop backwards if you're cornered, and then hit confirm from a normal off of that. Chains are much smoother and easier to use than they were in Ashura Blade, and air chains have the added bonus of allowing you to string together 3 lights before moving on to another move, which is excellent for hit confirming on characters of almost any size. Special inputs work the same as before, but there's still not a lot of troublesome overlap between chains and normals, which makes it a net improvement in my opinion. You can stop knockdowns by using the Break Fall, a new move performed by pressing all 3 attack buttons while you're in hit stun in the air. It takes 1 stock of the super meter and it basically stops juggles dead, but the trade-off is that you float downwards, which leaves you somewhat vulnerable. And again, you don't gain meter during action, so it's not like you can stockpile meter and Break Fall forever. Boost modes are a bit different since they now have this huge swirling vortex background attached to them. It's also somewhat dated and I consider it an eyesore. Supers have another background that looks like the setup for some sort of slashing shockwave special in a JRPG, by the way. Not a fan of either one. Still, the boosts themselves are generally useful, and in Buster, the meter eventually depletes, which allows you to get your EX and super moves back at some point in the middle of the round. And finally, there's a new mechanic called
Last Stand,
which seems to have replaced the regenerating health from the sword blade with something
Yo,
much more
that
drastic.
edit.
Once per match, each player can press the 3 attack buttons immediately after being
That
KO'd to continue fighting.
edit.
After a flashy transition, the
Knowing
KO'd
him,
player
he
gets
did that
unlimited
shit on
meter in 10
purpose.
seconds
I
to
could
try and KO each
feel
opponent.
it.
If time runs out, the KO'd player loses. If the KO'd player wins, the other player cannot counter-activate.
Last Stand,
In the case of a double KO, the person who went for it
Man
first
knew what he was
wins,
doing, bro.
and from what I understand, no matter what happens during this exchange, both players get full meter at the start of the next round.
Last Stand,
Is iffy. In any other game, I'd be wary of it since you get full meter back after legitimate loss, whether
Last Stand.
it's worked out for the KO player or not. But since resources are so hard,
Why
to
didn't
come by
he
in a
just
Sword Buster, it
re-record
seems
that
okay
part? I gotta
from that
ask
little
him.
match footage I've seen
Why
from
didn't you just
2009 and
re-record the
now.
part?
Still the most blatant combat mechanic I've seen in a while, though. Between Ashura Blade and Ashura Buster, I'd recommend Buster by a wide margin. I don't like the way Buster looks, but it's a more robust, well-rounded game. It's the same as when I talked about Star Gladiator and Plasma Sword. Go check that video out, by the way. I'm not remaking that anytime soon because it's as good as it could be. I said Plasma Sword was a better game because it's more consistent, and it's the same thing here. Novelty alone only goes so far. There's a lot of stuff to like in Blade, and it gels together just fine, but Buster's more focused and pointed towards making the most out of each character's strengths and weaknesses instead of switching things up in the middle of a fight. Both games kind of mix and match different mechanics from other games, but Buster's mix is better. The one thing I don't like is that you can spend meter to get out of the juggle. If I
No,
get the
it's not
launcher,
the same
I
color. It's
expect
like
to
gray.
get damage from it, but
It's like
hey,
a gray
whatever.
green,
Again,
like a
Last
greenish
Stand.
gray.
is a
Let
big
me see.
asterisk, but it's not that big of a deal. I would
Like a
make some sort of
greenish
metaphor
gray.
comparing Buster to a trail mix with the raisins taken out, but from what I understand, when people make food metaphors for video games, they turn to shit. Anyway, it was nice revisiting this pair of games. I really should work over my old shames more often. And hey, could you do me a favor and like tell me what you think of the Ashura series or this video?
There you
Like normally
go.
I don't do a call to action like
That's
that. But
right. Get people to
when I don't
engage
get
with the
comments, I start
video.
to think I've missed out on saying anything worth talking about. So, you know, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I got. Take care. The Slam Masters series started with Saturday Night Slam Masters, aka a wrestling game that was developed by Capcom and initially released for arcades in 1993. Slam Masters was Capcom's attempt to make an original wrestling game and draw in audiences who flocked to
Nope,
similar
that was
titles
the wrong
like
option. There
Tecmo
you
World
go.
Wrestling, the Fire Pro Wrestling series, and officially licensed wrestling games like WWF WrestleFest, WrestleMania, the arcade game, and many, many, many others. To Capcom's credit, it was one of the best wrestling games of the early 90s, partially because most developers had no idea what they were doing with the genre to begin with. Most developers were trying to make a wrestling game with fighting game moves or a fighting game with wrestling rules, but Capcom walked the line between the two extremes and found a workable solution. Slam Masters had pitfalls, submissions, and countouts,
Okay.
one-on-one
One more
matches
thing.
and battle
Like,
royales,
one more. He didn't say nothing
showboating,
about a
special
background.
moves,
I'm
foreign
probably gonna have to
objects
put a
thrown into the
background in
ring,
there,
brawling
but
outside of the ring.
we'll see.
All of the best things about wrestling
Gotta talk
games
to
in
him
its day,
about that.
in a prototypical form of the complete package that modern audiences have come to know and love. Another boon for the game, and one of the reasons that Slam Masters still holds up today, is because the team that worked on the game built its foundation around the mechanics of Street Fighter II, one of Capcom's flagship titles. In addition to punches, kicks, and grabs, each character has special moves, performed with the rolling or charge motions and button presses that most tourney fighter
This man
players are
sat
familiar
there and
with,
said, I
and
love
an
fighting
especially
games,
strong
made a
throw
video.
called the Super
Look
Slam.
at that.
The Super Slam is essentially a finishing move, and it's a character's flashiest technique. It requires longer inputs, which gives opponents more time to break the
Okay.
hold, but it
I
can be
think
used at any point
I
in the match,
could be
and it does
done.
more damage than any other single move in the game. Slam
Another thing
Masters
that I gotta
also have a
send
rage
in, and
mechanic
I
that
don't
was
know if
similar to
homie.
Samurai Showdown's rage mechanic, but with the former, characters would only become enraged if they lost a
Yeah, I want to replace it, bro.
lot
Why'd
of
you even
health
ask me
in a
that?
short
Okay.
amount of time.
And then one
And
more.
rage would
Bro, I gotta
modify
do that shit
certain
3
moves to
times.
increase damage instead of giving a large overall buff. Slam Masters mix these old and new gimmicks with a solid aesthetic. The game has 10 characters, and all of them have around 8 to 12 throws, including pinning throws, as well as standing strikes, running strikes from either the middle of the ring or off the ropes, moves off the turnbuckle, attacks to the outside, and even context-sensitive attacks that are unique to specific fighters and also match their gimmicks perfectly. That's a lot of action for an arcade game from 1993. Most people assume that the game was released
Alright,
on
there's something I
Capcom's
want to
Capcom
try.
Play System board,
But I don't think this
one
is
of the
gonna work
earliest multi-game
that
boards,
well.
but it was actually released as a title for the Capcom Play System Dash, an expanded version of Capcom's original CPS-1
Yeah,
board,
it's not
and
gonna
another
work.
product of Japan's love affair with the apostrophe. To be fair, it was essentially the same as the CPS-1. Its most notable addition was an early version of the Q sound chip, the one that has the cool logo and startup screen that plays when later Capcom arcade games were booting up. You know the sound it makes.
Not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna make the noise himself.
Still, it's worth noting that Saturday Night Slam Masters was a stepping stone between the
Alpha
CPS-1
lock,
and
alpha
2,
lock,
as
and
those
then
boards played host to some of the most influential arcade boards of all time. And the game also illustrates how much
no,
Capcom
hold
can
on.
get out of the
Something about this
CPS-1
not
near
right.
the end of
And the
its
only
lifespan.
reason why I say that is
Anyway,
because
what I
my
see and hear
goofy
on the
ass.
internet,
There's
Slam
fire right
Masters
there.
did well when it was released, and even better when it was ported to home consoles, namely the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and the Town Marty. One of the big hooks of the game back when it was released, at least in Japan, were the promotional pictures and character portraits, which were illustrated by Tetsuo Hara, the artist who drew and co-authored Hokuto no Ken, also known as the Fist of the North Star in English-speaking territories, which is also known as Ken, Survivant de l'Enfer in France. One thing that's often said about Hara's involvement in the game is that he also designed almost every character in it. Hara isn't credited for it in the game, so I don't know if Capcom's just being picky or if it's just a bit of confusion, but it's probably true. I mean, look at Greater. Just look at him. Later on, Slam Masters gained more attention in the 2000s when people were trying to determine Street Fighter lore,
Ooh, is my connection having
as
a
the game
hard time?
contains various references to the Street Fighter and Final Fight series. But nowadays, the main reason people care about the game is because it features the Mayor of Earth, Mike Hagar. But rewind all the way back to 93, and all people cared about was that it was a fun wrestling game. So Capcom quickly developed and released a sequel/update, Muscle Bomber Duo. Despite being released in both Japan and Europe, Capcom kept the Muscle Bomber moniker. Muscle Bomber Duo dropped the one-on-one mode, focusing on battle royales instead, and made changes to the controls, such as the ability to block, a dedicated grab button, and a few other tweaks. Capcom based these changes on one of their earlier beat 'em ups, 1991's The Knights of the Round, but thankfully,
Oh, the internet is dying?
they're not one-to-one changes. Duo probably wouldn't have been well received if
Is it dying? Alright, let me check something. This shit's buffering. I pressed Discord by mistake. I'm in hell. I am in hell. Okay. I'm good now. I didn't mean to press Discord. I pressed it by mistake. Well, I mean, shit, I think I'm done anyway. I'm gonna tweak this a little bit, but for the most part, I think I'm done. Okay. This over here. This too. They're not there. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it for this, and I think that's it for the stream too. Mostly because I actually have shit to do and I cannot stream for that long, even though I started that one. Anyway, for everyone who showed up, Scott, Geo, and Omega, thank you. I appreciate that you guys took the time to stop here, catch the stream. But I have to go now. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. If I stream tomorrow, it'll probably be the same time, or it might be later. I'm not too sure. Anyway, I'll catch ya.